Have you ever wondered about the different names for God in the Bible? Each one reveals something unique and powerful about his character. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and profound names, El Shaddai. What does it really mean? And what does it tell us about God's relationship with us? Stick around, because we're about to uncover a secret that could change the way you see God forever. The first time we encounter this name is in the book of Genesis, chapter 17. Picture this: Abram, who would soon become Abraham, is 99 years old. He and his wife, Sarai, are well past the age of having children. They've been waiting on God's promise of a son for decades, and by all human logic, it's an impossible situation. Their hope is likely fading. It's in this very moment of human weakness and doubt that God appears to Abram. And what does he say? Genesis 17, verse 1 reads, "When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, 'I am El Shaddai, walk before me faithfully and be blameless.'" Think about the timing. God doesn't introduce himself as El Shaddai when things are easy. He reveals this name precisely when Abraham is at his most vulnerable, facing an impossible reality. So, what does El Shaddai actually mean? The most common translation is God Almighty. This speaks of his omnipotence, his all-powerful nature. He is the God for whom nothing is impossible. For Abraham, hearing "I am God Almighty" was a direct challenge to his doubt. It was God saying, "Your age? Sarai's age? That's nothing for me. I am all-powerful, and I will do what I have promised." It's a declaration of supreme power over all of creation, over every law of nature, and over every human limitation. When we face situations that seem impossible, we can remember that we serve El Shaddai, the God who specializes in turning impossibilities into realities. But there's another layer too. This name that is incredibly beautiful and often overlooked. The Hebrew word Shaddai is thought by many scholars to be connected to the Hebrew word shad, which means breast. This interpretation gives us the name the breasted one. Now, this might sound a little strange at first, but think about the imagery. What does a mother's breast represent? It represents nourishment, comfort, sustenance, and complete provision. A baby at its mother's breast is perfectly content, safe, and has everything it needs to grow and thrive. So, when God reveals himself as El Shaddai, he's not just saying "I am all-powerful." He's also saying, "I am the one who nourishes you. I am your complete sustainer. Everything you need, you will find in me. Come to me like a child, and I will provide for you, comfort you, and give you the strength you need." This adds a layer of intimacy and tenderness to the name. He is not just a distant, powerful ruler. He is a close, personal, and nurturing provider. He is both the strong fortress and the gentle nurturer. There's even a third possible meaning. Some scholars link Shaddai to an Akkadian word shade, which means mountain. This would render the name as God of the mountain. In ancient times, mountains were symbols of unshakable strength, permanence, and majesty. They were seen as the dwelling places of the gods. So, God of the mountain conveys the idea of God's eternal, unchanging, and formidable strength. He is our rock, our fortress, the one who stands firm when everything else around us is shaking. So which one is it? God Almighty, the nurturing provider, or the God of the mountain? The beautiful truth is, it's likely all of them. The richness of the Hebrew language often allows for multiple layers of meaning to coexist. El Shaddai is the all-powerful one whose strength is like an immovable mountain. And yet he uses that power to gently nurture and provide for his children like a mother. He is both strength and sustenance. Let's look at how this plays out. After God reveals himself as El Shaddai to Abraham, he reaffirms his covenant. He promises Abraham that he will be the father of many nations and gives him the sign of circumcision. A year later, Isaac, the promised son, is born. Shaddai proved his power and his provision. He did what was humanly impossible. This name doesn't just disappear after Genesis. Generations later, we see it again. In Exodus chapter 6 verse 3, God is speaking to Moses. The Israelites are slaves in Egypt, suffering under a brutal Pharaoh. God says to Moses, "I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as Shaddai. But by my name Yahweh I did not make myself fully known to them." Here, God is connecting his past promises with his present action. He's saying, the same God who was the all-sufficient provider for your ancestors is now here to be your deliverer. He was their strength in the wilderness, and now he will be their salvation from Egypt. The name El Shaddai served as a foundation of trust for the patriarchs, and now God is about to reveal another dimension of his character as Yahweh, the covenant-keeping God who saves his people. The name El Shaddai reminds us that God meets us where we are, in our moment of greatest need. When Abraham was old and childless, God revealed himself as the all-sufficient provider. When the Israelites were oppressed, he reminded them of his almighty power that had sustained their fathers. What does this mean for us today? It means that whatever you're facing, El Shaddai is enough. If you're facing a situation that seems impossible, like Abraham, remember you serve God Almighty. He is not limited by your circumstances. If you feel weak, empty, or anxious, remember that He is the nurturing provider, the one who invites you to draw all your sustenance from Him. If your world feels like it's shaking, remember He is the God of the mountain, your unshakable rock and fortress. The name El Shaddai is an invitation to trust. It's an invitation to bring our impossibilities, our weaknesses, and our needs to the one who is both infinitely powerful and intimately caring. He is the source of all strength and the source of all comfort. He is the God who is more than enough. So next time you feel overwhelmed, whisper the name El Shaddai. Remind yourself that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is your God too. He is your God Almighty, your all-sufficient provider, your mountain of strength. Rest in His power and find your nourishment in His presence. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the incredible depth of God's character. If this video blessed you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the scriptures. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How has God shown Himself to be El Shaddai in your life? Let's encourage one another. God bless, and see you in the next video.